All right, everyone, welcome to the part 4 of this particular dashboard. In this part, we're going to look at how to make this dashboard very much more dynamic. If you have not watched the first part, second, and the third part, you might want to look at how we got data, some kind of clean and transformed, and have what we have right now. Our priority here is to show you how to create a very nice clean dashboard on your own without you thinking of how do I do it. Learning it from here would definitely help you. If you want to create a custom tooltip like this and this very one right here plus this one, you just have to start from the first one down to this particular part, and any other part we're going to be bringing on your way to look at. So this is a very nice interactive dashboard that you have to learn how to create. Let's do it from the scratch. All right, everyone. Now we are going to make this particular chart here to be some kind of dynamic. So we're going to add some couple of, slices right here. Let's see how we can do that. So the very first thing we're going to do is to convert this particular one into a normal table. That will give us a nice view like this view right here. So what you can see now is just, all the products we have with the total revenue we've made from each product. Okay, now I am going to come here and name this one to ranking. So let me name this one to ranking. So I can name this one to ranking, and to rank, is equals to. So to rank now, shift enter, then you indent it using the tab key. To rank, we have an iterator function, so called rank x, that we can use. So we're going to wrap it inside the all function, and right now we can provide it the table called product name here. So this is exactly what it is. So please always pay attention to this particular intelligence here. It says table name or column, so you can actually plug in either of them. So I use the column here. So the next thing now is for me to actually go ahead and have this closed. So we've just supplied the table. If I do comma, it's asking me for the expression, and for the expression is what we want to rank. So we want to rank by total revenue here. So for the value, I want to skip it. To skip the value, what you can do is to use under comma. So right now we can either rank ascending or descending. Let us rank descending and see what we have. So when we rank descending, that means the highest revenue will carry 1, then to start from 1, 2, and all that. So we can go ahead and close this and hit our enter key. Let's see what we are going to have if we drag this ranking in here. So this is what we have with a ranking here. I'm going to rank, let me just click out. I want us to see this in, okay. I'm going to rank this by total revenue. So click on this total revenue and ranking from the highest to the lowest value. So you can see our ranking starts from 1. So what we want to achieve with this ranking is not this. So we want to actually make sure we only show the revenue on this particular ranking aspect. But the second thing I'm going to do right now is to actually store my ranking inside a variable and create a second ranking. Then we can see if we rank this ascending, what we're going to see. Okay, I'm going to create a variable here called var, and this variable underscore, I'm going to give it top. So this one here is top. So equals, then that is exactly what it is. So I can decide to shift enter and bring this one down. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to copy this whole here. So we need to copy it. So we have an error because we mistakenly hit our enter key. And the reason why we are having this error was because we did not some kind of return our variable. Don't worry about that. We're going to have it fixed. So shift enter, paste this one. So this time around, I'm going to name this very one like the bottom. I think it will make a lot of sense if we put them in the same line. So let's have it in the same line and reduce this. So we can reduce this and yeah, go ahead and have it in the same line. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, so instead of me to use descending here, I'm going to use this ascending here. So now we can do Shift Enter. Let's try to see what our return here. So what our bottom will look like. Here I'm going to return this. If I hit my enter, this error would be fixed. So as you can see, this one here starts from the highest number 798. This is the highest revenue 798. That is how it works. So why do we have this particular two variable right here? So we have those two variables right here for a particular reason. So what we need to do right now to return, you know, whatever here now is to actually use the if function to do something here. So instead of me to return either of this, I'm going to say if. So now let me just call one of it. I'm going to say if underscore rank top here is less than or equal to 3, for example. Then if that is the case, go ahead and return the total revenue for me. So I can go ahead and close this one now, then hit my enter key. Let's see what we're gonna have. So as you can see, we have just the 3 here because we specified we want to return 3. Do you see that? So that's exactly what we have gotten. So the next thing now is for me to just make sure I remove the total revenue, and all I just want to have is my top 3. So my boss can just walk in or put call through to me and say, you know what, I want to see the top 5, not more top 3, and I am going to do this now. You get it? So change it to 5 and hit my enter, and I'll just like, okay, I've done it. Maybe after some few days, he was going to be like, you know what? I don't need the top 5 again. I need the top 7. So you have to manually do this every single time he put cultures to you. So you don't need to come here and change every single time. So you can actually make it dynamic and give him that particular privilege to select whatever top he or she needs. Let's see how to do that. So go to your modeling here. Then you're going to see where it says new parameter. Click on it and click on numeric range here. So there you go. So right here, this is what you see. This is the parameter name. This is the name. It's called parameter. I don't want to use parameter. Instead, I want to change the name to like choose rank. So choose rank. So I've used choose rank here. That is not all. Leave it on whole number, and let's say our minimum is actually 1. If nothing is selected, we just want to see 1 product. And the maximum here, we could leave it at 20, but I would choose to use 15. So top 15, and as well bottom 15 if I need to show the bottom. So the next one is the rank, this is the increment. So we want to increase this by 1, and the default, what do we want to have at default? We don't want to show blank, right? We want to show 1 as default, or we can say for the default it should be 3, or let us use 1. Always make sure this one here is some kind of ticked. Go ahead and click on create. Okay, now we have a new slicer here, and we have a new table as well. So before we integrate the slicer, let's just go ahead and look at the table we have just got generated. So if I click on this one right now, here you go. So you can learn from here. If you want to know what is going on now, we are using generate series. All I used to do, if I receive a file that I didn't create, I'll just take out the comma, I'll put it back, and to tell me what this particular one is. This one is the start value, while the next one is going to be the end value, and the end value is 15. Then the increment, we chose 1, and we have 1 as increment here. So this is how you can read your code. So the next thing now is for you to check here. Now we have a measure inserted for us using selected value. So we're going to use this particular selected value a lot. What selected value does is to actually give you what is being selected from a slicer or whatever. Okay. Now that we've known this particular choose rank value is what we're going to use to actually make our top n dynamic. Let's find out how to do that. So click back. I'm gonna make sure I still put this on focus mode. So now I can just go ahead and click here. So now there is nothing selected. We're gonna have some kind of weird value right now. So I'm gonna just type here, choose the one with value. Then if I go ahead and hit my enter now, we should have everything disappeared because we did not select anything from the slicer. Okay, I think it's gonna default to 1 because we did say we just need 1 if there is no selection. So going back here now, we have 1 here just because there was no selection. Now I can say top 3, we have it. Top 5, we have it. We want top 10, we have them as well. Okay, can you see that now? Beautiful. Okay, we have just some kind of, achieved this. One thing is left before this can be much more dynamic. Just one before we even go to the higher aspect. That is, we trying to select the top and the bottom. All right, what do we do in that aspect? We need to actually go ahead and hit on home. You see this particular enter data right here, click on it. So we can actually use function DAX, call to do this, but let's do this, it's faster. So we can come here now and rename this particular table. So we're going to say choose rank type here. Choose rank type. So right here, we just name this one selection or select. So yeah, I can name this one sort. So don't worry, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing that. So I'm going to put my top here and the bottom is going to be right here. Then I'm going to just say my top should rank 1. This one should rank 2. So I might put this in slicer and this will come while this one comes down. I don't like that. So I can definitely control it using this particular set. So go ahead and click on load. Okay, give it some time, it's coming. So we have the two, we have this table here, we've used this one. So we have choose rank type here. And now we're gonna get this one inside what? Inside a table and convert it to a slicer by clicking on this. You get it now. So now the next thing is for we to if we select this, we want this to change. But before we do that, let me show you something. We don't need to actually allow multi-selection right here. We just want to allow single selection. So we have to come to this and select this one here. Then, we select this one and we just turn this on and other ones we turned off. So now we have just allowed just single selection. So I can make it a bit smaller and bring it right here for now. All right. So let us go back to here and now we can click on our ranking. Let's see what we need to do. So it is time for we to actually integrate that particular table right here using under variable. So how do we go about this? So we're going to insert in that variable here, shift enter. So we're going to name this one var underscore select rank type here. So equals to. So we're going to check what has been selected from this particular slicer. How do we check? We use what we call selected value. Selected value. And to get that, this is exactly what we're going to do. This one, if I search for choose rank type, I'm going to use the one that has this particular select. So I want to do choose rank type. So here we go. You can just go ahead and close. Then if I want to test this out to see what has been selected now, I want to show it right here. If it is top, I want to see top all through here. If it is bottom, the same thing. All I could do is just to comment this one. We can just do this and comment it, or we can do backslash, it will work as well. So I'm going to return underscore select here. So if I hit my enter key, let's see what we have just selected. So these values will disappear. Can you see it now? So if I go ahead and select bottom here, so we see it changed automatically. That is exactly what it is. But actually, this is not what we want. I'm sorry, we have to change our mind again. So we take this off, we don't need it. Remove this. So now we take this away. So we're going to create another variable that will definitely help us to do that. So I'm going to do var underscore. So this time around is going to be our ranking type. So here I'm going to put ranking type underscore ranking underscore ranking type. So equals to. So what I'm going to do here, shift enter, indent it. I want to use my if condition here. So what the if is going to check now is this. The if is going to check what is being selected. That is going to be underscore select rank type here. You get it? So if the select rank type is equal to top, then what we want is to return underscore the top value. Else we want to return the bottom value here. Can you see that? Shift enter. We close our if right here. So now we are going to use this particular variable ranking type here inside here. So now ranking type is what we're going to use. So let's see what it is. This should work. Now it's working. So let us go ahead and see if truly is working. We are seeing the bottom 4. If I choose the top, yeah, it has changed. So I think right now we have gotten this right. So this is beautiful. Now we can just dynamically choose between top 1 to top 5, whatever keeps increasing it, or you can decrease it, depends on what you want. And we can just go for the bottom part of it and see where we're not doing well. And this is awesome. So now we are showing this based on product, right? What if we just decide to like, okay, we want to show this based on salesperson and the product type. It depends on what you have. I'm going to show you how to do all that. So let's see what we need to do to get that done. So the very first thing you need to achieve that is to go back to your modeling here. So this time around, if I click on this, instead of me to use numeric range, I am going to use this particular fields here, and I'm going to click on that. So here we go. So the first thing I do is just to come to my product here and select the product name. On the next one, I select the product group. So I can go down to under table. So we are not restricted to one single table. So inside here, I can go here and say, okay, I want to see some of those top sales, and bottom salesperson as well. So we have 3 here. So I can decide to go to under table and add more. But for now, I'm very much cool with this. So why don't we just give this a unique name that would definitely suit what we are doing. So let us use select rank here. Select rank will be fine. So select to rank. That is nice. So we're going to add another slicer now. Great. So in this slicer, quickly, once it comes up, we are going to disallow people from doing multiple selection. And one beautiful thing is that we don't need to do that by going to the settings again. So we already have this one that looks like what we're looking forward to seeing. So just go ahead and, give it to this. So now we only allow one single selection. So can we see the table generated for this course? So if I click here now, I click on this. Now I have this table generated for me, 0, 1, 2. So remember this, because we're going to need this number to create some kind of dynamic caption for our, our chart. Okay, we're here. So it's time for we to actually switch between this and this. So one thing we have to do quickly is to click here. So this time around, we don't need to actually show this by product. We can remove our product now and replace this very one we have just, created, select a rank. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to replace that. Click here. I want to some kind of choose this one, select a rank here. And now it has disappeared. If I select top now, nothing shows. Okay, it's showing something, but it's showing everything right here. So what can we do? That is a big question. So we need to do something, but keep it on this particular one. Don't touch it. All right, what can we do to fix this? It is time to get this fixed. If I select product name here, it would work. It's working on this one alone. So it is time for we to go back to our main measure. So here we go. So let me just select and select everything. I don't want to have anything selected before I click. Yeah. In order to reduce the numbers of code we are going to write, let us cut this one from here. Instead of us to have it as a separate variable, we can just some kind of have it as one variable. Do you understand that? So this particular part I have highlighted now. So I'm just going to cut it away from here. And I'm going to come here now and paste it right at this particular spot. So which means we don't need this particular variable here any longer. So we can just go ahead and paste this one here. Hope it's not confusing. So we have it here. This this variable here is not needed again. So now we have taken it off. So which means that would no longer, be here. Okay, so it doesn't change anything. If I hit my enter key, it will still give us exactly what we want. So all we just did was to reduce the amount of variables we write so we can make this one work here. Okay, now I'm going to have to call this one top product. So I'm going to say top product. I can do underscore product. So bottom underscore product. All right. So the next thing I do is for me to copy this away from here. I can just copy, Control C to copy. So we come right here, Shift, Enter, Enter to give a space. So Control V to paste this down here. Okay. Now we have pasted this. Where are we having this error from now? Let's check that. Okay, don't mind this error now. The error happened because we have this one changed. So don't worry, we're going to fix it later. So all we have to do right now is to actually choose to see, okay, this one is actually sales person. So this one here is going to be salesperson 2, which is the top and the bottom salesperson. So we're going to do sales person here. So we have one more to be pasted, right? So one more to be pasted. So we're going to do Shift, Enter, Enter, paste this one here. And now this one is going to be product group. Just add group to this one. So I believe you know where those are coming from. Don't worry, I'm going to show you in case you don't know. So let's keep doing it. Okay, nicely done. So after changing all this now, this one is okay. The next part we're going to change now is this particular part right here. So instead of us to use this product here, we're going to see how we can bring our salesperson in. And our salesperson is this one. That is beautiful. So we do the same thing to this one as well. We get our salesperson here. So salesperson. So now for this one, we have to make sure it rhymes with the variable name. That is the product group. So I'm going to remove this one here. So we go for the group, choose the group one. So I'm going to take this away. We go for the group, choose the group one here. And these are all we need for now. Okay, so we've gotten all this created. What is the next step for we to actually make it work? So let us quickly update this particular top here to be the one with underscore product. And we update this one to be the one with underscore product here. So that is nice. So I'm going to have them in the same line. Let's move them in the same line. Nicely done. So we have them in the same line, just like this. So for this particular one here, bring the close bracket here. That is nice. So what happens if I hit my enter key right now? Do you think this is gonna work? Let's find out. So I would love to go down now and select any of this. No, it's not working at all. So I knew why I came. I just want to show you all the way down. So I'm gonna bring this down here. Then click here now. Oh no, we can't see all of them, but no problem. Let's try to see. Now, the reason why we have this salesperson here was because if anybody selects the salesperson, the product group, this particular product group right here, the one we cannot see is this particular one right here. So for we to have this in an easy way now, I'm going to select, just copy this particular part, just copy it and just cut it away from here. Now we've just cut this off. Now, what do? I'm going to name this one ranking type, no, but underscore check rank. I love the name check rank. So if I use check rank here, definitely this one will break. So I would have to come here and just name it to check rank. Check. Let's use the underscore here. Okay, we cannot use the check rank because we have not completed the variable. So what we can do now is for we to some kind of either ignore it. Yeah, we can ignore this particular part now by having this comment in here. Now we commented it out. So now let's see how we can complete this part. So what we're going to do right now is this: shift enter. So indent it. I'm going to say if we have we have a function called contain string. I think it's somewhere around okay, contain string here. So contain string, what contain string is what we have selected from this right here. Do you get it now? So how do we check that? We use the selected value. So selected value here. So selected value will definitely check what is being selected and the one with field, right? So we're going to say select rank, select rank here. So please, when doing this, use the one that has the fields here, not the one with the order. The one with the order is what is used to actually sort it for us. So we don't need that. So the one with the field is what we need. So go ahead and bring it in. So we're going to just close this and comma. So what are we saying? We want to check what is being selected. So to check that now, we can do this and type the name exactly the way it is. So the name is product. The first one is product. Product's name, just like this. Go ahead and do this. Then you go ahead and close it. So we have just said, okay, if this part here is what you need to understand, selected value checks what is being selected from this slicer, and this contains string, make sure it's a string, and went ahead and check if this name is equal to this name we're seeing right here. If that is the case, we want to return that one we've copied, comma, shift, enter. I hope you've not forgotten this one. So go ahead and Ctrl+V to paste it in. So this is how we got to actually have this one pasted here. You get it now? So I believe you're not missing anything. So aside this, because we have 3 of them, so we're going to do under comma again. So it's asking you if the result is false, what do you want to do? Nothing yet. We don't want to give it the false result. Instead, we want to actually, Next, another if right here, shift enter to give more space. So I'm going to do if again. So this time around, I'm going to still use contains string here, selected value. So we just need to write this again, selected value. And for the selected value, we do select to, yeah, sure, the one with field here. And once we have done that, the next thing is for we to go ahead and close it. And we do our comma. And we say, okay, if this is some kind of, let's do product group. So product group. Then we go ahead and close this. Then what you do for me, if this is actually a product group, then we need to go ahead and close this as well. Then comma, shift, enter. So we paste the same one here. So instead of us to have, top product and bottom product, we are going to have, top product group and bottom product group, which is this particular one right here. So let us just go ahead and add group here. So we just choose this. So we add group here again. So that is up. So we're not done yet. So I'm going to do under comma again. This comma is asking for if the result is false. So this is where we have to give the result, the false result now, shift enter. So what do we do when the result is actually false? Let's find out. So if the result is false, we don't have to follow the same thing we have done right here, right now. We don't have to do any other checking. So we can just give it a false result by pasting this one right here. So I'm sorry, we have to make sure we do okay, fine. So we paste this one in here. And what we want to return now is this particular salesperson, right? So we have to highlight this particular part here. Sorry for that. So we need to highlight this part. And what we want is the salesperson. Top salesperson should come first. Then followed by the bottom salesperson. So I can just do the part of our product. We look for the salesperson here. We bring it in. So here we go. Top salesperson and the bottom salesperson. So now we need to go ahead and do shift enter. We can now close our if. We close the last if, right? I think that is all we need to do. So now we can go back here and move the comment we added to this. Then from there we can go here, click here. Now we do underscore and we select the check rank. So let us hit our enter key and see what we have done if it is working. Okay, we might have a little error here. Oh, no error. So this one, nicely done, salesperson. Okay, fine. That is beautiful. So this is working. Irrespective of what selection we make here, so we have it. Can you see now? It's working on every part of it. So the next thing we need to do is to actually make sure we format it to look as pretty, as beautiful, whatever as you want. Okay, for our code, I believe you understand everything. Just go ahead and click and watch it. It might look some kind of huge, but don't get scared. It's simple if you follow it accordingly, right? So we are going back to the design part, that is my favorite. So now we click on this one and we turn it to a chart that looks like this. Nice. So I can just some kind of bring this a bit down, click on it and extend it down a bit. So now for here, what I'm going to do is just to name this one here, double click on it and say dynamic ranking. So dynamic ranking, that is what I want to name this one. So remember, we have this before we decide. So, okay, let's finish with our designing first here. I'm going to click on this one, click on this one here, bring it up to this level. So click on 3 of them at the same time. So we want to go to where it says size and style. So we just go ahead and turn off the background. That is beautiful. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to make sure we scroll all the way down and turn off the header. We don't want any header for it. Okay, now that we've gotten that done, the next thing we do now, okay, I'm going to select all of them again and make sure I change the text to wide. So go to this value here, scroll down a bit, and make sure it changes to wide. Oh no, why is that? Value to wide. Why is not changing? We go to value. Yes. Oh, slider settings here. Slider. Here we go. Choose white. That is for the slicer. Okay, let us individually select them. This one here, I go to the value. So we scroll down, choose this, and it works. So I can apply the same thing to this one. Here, I can apply the same thing to the value we have inside here. Okay, this is gonna be done differently. So all I have to do is just, okay, I think it's working. It's just to make sure some kind of be patient to arrange it the way it should be. So inside content I have inside it, I'm not satisfied with the size, so I can just scroll down a bit again. So click, and instead of 9, let us go ahead with 12. Okay, 12 is okay. So if I'm cool with 12, that is nice. So I can just select it now. So here we go. So I can do, I can just go with this now. This is fine. So all I have to do is just to make sure I take my time to arrange it. So the next one is for me to click on this one. I'm gonna move this one away a little bit for now. So let's click on this one here and reduce it. Then we'll bring it down here. So we have a header. Shouldn't have that. It has been turned off, of course. Search. Why do we have the search there? So we need to get this search off. So let's find where that is. Go here. Not here. We click. So I'm gonna click on this one here. So let me just select this once again and I'll wait for this. I don't know where the search is coming from, but I think the best way to avoid this now is just to select a new one, and there we have it. So we go ahead and delete this one away from here. So we have the new one. We can convert it straight up to this. So we just make it a bit smaller like this and bring it to the environment where we want to have it right in. So we can just make it smaller. So now click on this one here. So go ahead and have this here. Okay, I think this time around this is what we want. So I can just bring this down a bit. So it's time for me to organize this one. So just take it here. So this is exactly what we have now. So we can just use the arrow up to move it a bit. So we can just select this one, move it down until you are cool with it. So now we have something like this. So what do? We can just go to our text box here, pick the text box, and inside the text box, I want to just say select. So highlight it, and we go here and choose this color for it. So if we can't see the color to choose from, all we can do is to select it and go to here, scroll down and pick the color from here. So pick the color code. So come here now, do Ctrl A. So go ahead and get the color. So you have the color here, right? So we can go here now and make sure this is an 11. So we can make it a bit smaller and bring it up to where it could fit so well. So the next thing now is for me to go straight up to my size and position, then turn this off. I think this is not enough. So we are seeing 11. But if I go with 12 and have it on bold, instead of bolding it, I can select the bold font here. So the bolder font works. So let's check it out. This is cool. So we can select this one here and copy, then paste it. So come here now, keep it down here and just do choose. So choose here. So this is okay. So for the choose, I just have to move this choose a little bit from where it is now. Make sure it's aligned with this here. Something like this. So now anybody could just come here and play around with this. So we select this. But the problem is this: when we have this selected, we can't tell what is being selected from here. So that is where we have to go ahead and create a dynamic caption for it to tell people what is in selection. Let's do that. To do that now, the first thing we do is just to consider that this is what we're going to use. We'll select product name, product category, product group, and the salesperson. We want to see what we have selected here. So let me make you understand something from here. If I click on this part now and I scroll down, I click here. So you can see I have, for product, we have 0 for product. For product group, we have 1. For salesperson, we have 2. So we should remember all those numbers because they would play a key role in what we are going to do. So let's see how that goes. So try to remember all of this because we wouldn't come here to do that. Product is 0, group is 1, and salesperson is 2. Okay, now we can go ahead and create a new measure. So new measure here. So this measure, we are going to call it subtitle, like subtitle. So we just need to get to work with our normal variable. So here we call it rank type. So for the rank type now, we do selected value. So for the selected value, we want to check what is being selected. So we use it choose here, choose rank with select. Yeah, this one. So go ahead and close it. The next thing again is to check, this choose rank we've selected now is this particular one. So whatever has been selected here, is it the top or the bottom, right? So we do shift enter again. Then this time around, we do another variable. So I always love to use underscore. I wonder why I forgot that here. So underscore. Then inside here, we're going to say choose rank type. Yeah, choose rank type. Choose rank type here. So I'm going to do equals selected value again. And inside here, we're just going to do choose rank. So choose to rank. You choose to rank. So we are saying choose to rank is what we should choose. So let's do choose to, and we move this. So choose to rank is what we're going to name this one. So after all this now, we are going to check what is being selected. So shift, enter, enter, keep a space. So we create another variable here. So select to rank now. Selected rank. Selected rank. I do my equal sign here. Shift, enter, indent it. Okay, now we're going to say if selected value. You might be surprised that why are we using selected value again? Selected value. Remember I told you that we need to check for what is being selected, where we have 1, 0, that is a product patch there, right? So we're going to say select to rank here. Select to rank. This time around, we are not using the field. Yeah, we're using the what? We're using the order. Select to rank the order. So that is how they came. So our product came what? Came first. So close it and say if the product is equal to 1. I think if it is equal to 1, it should be our product. So that's going to be our product name. I'm going to use product here. I don't want to use the name. Just close this. Then comma, shift, enter. So we nest under if here. We say if selected value here. So now we do select to rank the order. The one with order. Then what do you want? Close this. If this one is equal to 2, then that means is our product group. I doubt if I get it right. Else it would be our salesperson. Salesperson. Then what do we do again? We have to return this, right? So we have to close our if. So shift, enter. We close the second if. Shift, enter again. So now how do we return this? Let's return this using another variable, or we can actually return it directly. So return, shift, enter. Inside this return, I'm going to say if. Oh, should I need it again? I think we just have to concatenate straight up. So we just have to concatenate all of those things here, all of those, if here, this, and this. So let's do that. So what I'll do now is just to say rank type. So rank type is this here. So underscore rank type. So underscore rank. What's going on here? If you look at it, something went wrong. We don't have the help of intelligence here. If I try to type now, so is okay, is working. By the time I do shift and I do underscore, nothing comes up. That was because we forgot to close the here. Do you see that? Then that is all. So if we come here now, shift, enter, then if I do my underscore, I have the suggestion, right? Then I do rank type. So I want to concatenate in the rank type, whatever that name is. I want to concatenate it with something else. Do this, its limiter should be space. Hit this one now, and underscore again. This is going to be my choose to rank here. So under choose to rank, then the next thing again is for me to do under concatenation space, then underscore again. So this one is going to be whatever has been selected. Select rank here. Then we are going to do concatenation. We concatenate selected as a text. Selected. So go ahead and close this. So if I hit my enter key, we should have this. But first of all, before we definitely use it, let us try it on a card and see what it is going to return. Okay, I'm going to bring this subtitle inside the card here. So right here is saying top 3 salesperson selected. Top 3 salesperson selected. And that is wrong. So that means we didn't remember the order. If I select salesperson now, what is it going to return? So it's returning the product group for me. So we have to remember the numbers. That was where the problem is. Let's check it out. So product name is 0. Product group is 1. Then the salesperson is 2. So product name is 0. So we can change this one to 0. So here is, then this one is 0. This one here is 1. And for the next one, we shouldn't specify anything. We can hit our enter key. This will definitely correct it for us. Let's get back here. So now we are selecting salesperson. If I select product here, yeah, sure. Product group. And this one, nice. If I select this one here, bottom, we have it right. Can you see? And if I choose to select 5, can you see? Completely, we have everything we have here inside here. So, but one thing I want to do is just to make sure I put some kind of dash in between. How do I do that now? Let's the rank. Okay, so let's do this and see. Let's see the result here. Nicely done. So this is exactly what I want to see. Okay, now we don't actually need this one here. I'm gonna get it off. All I need is just to make sure I add it to this. So what we can do is just to go down to here and just go to title. So we scroll down and get to where we have subtitle writing. So turn on the subtitle. So turn it on, go down. So go down a little bit. Okay, here we have the subtitle already turned on. It says rank by product name. So all we just have to do is to click on this one here and choose where we have it in. So I think it's here. Scroll down to take the subtitle we have created. Seems the subtitle was not here. So let's check here. So here we go. We have the subtitle here. Go ahead and click on this, and there you have it. There you have it. So the next thing now is to change the color. Click on this one and click on this color here. This color looks some kind of bad. It's not really cool for it. So let's go with a particular color that would pop out very well. So I'm gonna go with something like this. Then from there, we can just crank it up a little bit and select some kind of a bolder font that will pop out very well. Now this gives us, what we have selected. Can you see this now? That is it. So what else do we do? It is time for me to make sure this color looks quite well. And I'm going to select this exact color I am using right here. So it's here. If we can't remember it, we can't remember where we could get it from. So what we can do now is just to click here, select and copy its code. Then we come back here and click on it. So once we have this one click done, we scroll down here and we choose to use the color over here. Here we go. So nicely done. So our dashboard is taking shape and I love the way it is. So the next thing now is this particular part right here. We just have to some kind of, make sure we create a dynamic measure that would definitely make it some kind of, much more cool than this.